Hello everyone. Today I wanted to make a video to kind of talk about why you're unprofitable and why your stop loss is getting hit more often than your take profit and the reasonings behind that. And I'm just going to lay out 5 reasons today. They're fairly easy things to fix. It's just even if you don't have one of them fixed, it can make you unprofitable. So that's why I kind of wanted to point them all out so you can try and work on them yourself, which me personally, I still need to work on some of them a little bit too. So the first one that I wanted to go over is not leaving enough room for your trade to work. So pretty much setting too low of a stop loss on your trade. We're going to try and find some examples. I didn't pre-map out any examples for this video. I thought we'd just hop into a chart and go look for some that I would have traded and not set a high enough stop loss on. So I mostly look for just longs on NASDAQ here. So here's one. I would have bought this break right here and had it run up for the day, but I would have set my stop loss right under here. Now, obviously, you do need to have within reason where you're going to set it. I think a lot of people would have gotten stopped out on this trade because it went all the way down here. But that's just kind of an example of not having that room for your trade to work, and that's why the stop loss gets hit. Because if you would have set it down here, you would have had a good run up throughout the day. You would have made some good profits there. But usually when it goes down that far, it's hunting something. I think it was just hunting this liquidity, and then it pretty much bounced off of this right here. So it was just hunting this liquidity in this zone that didn't get tapped into, which those are things that you have to notice when you're placing a trade, because these zones, they work like magnets. It's going to attract price. And then the second one I have, it can also be worked on in just this trader here, is lack of patience. So when this broke structure here, you could have waited for it to go and do a retracement, which I sometimes don't do and I need to work on a lot, is waiting for the retracement down, which in my past video I did with my first trade. I think I did very good with my patience there and waiting. So yeah, if you would have just been more patient, you would have been able to buy it down here, which would have you would have been able to set your stop loss. You wouldn't have even really needed one, to be honest. I mean, if I were to buy down here, I probably would have set my stop loss right here. So right at the little bit below the top of this point here, because that's going to work as resistance or support and resistance zones. Well, that'd be support right there. Then I got the third one is you don't have a set of rules that you are following, so in your strategy, you should have a set of rules laid out that you are going to follow. And if you are not following that set of rules, I mean, you're not even really trading your strategy anymore. You're more just gambling. So like in my strategy that I trade daily, so like on this daily one, let's say we're on the daily charts. I have to wait for that break of structure first, and I have to wait for the candle to completely close. Like if it were to go up here and just be above it right now, but the timer's still running for the candle to close, and I were to place a long, that is going outside the rules of that strategy because you got to wait for the candle to close above. And even on the one where I trade at 6 a.m. every day, if we went to 6 a.m. here, yeah, I don't get 6 a.m.s on TradingView, which I think is weird. So let's say even right here, we have the consolidation. We'll start at 8:30. So this is our consolidation. I always wait for the consolidation at the beginning of the day. Then we have the manipulation. That's the move that people are going to think it's going to go to. It moves up here. So everyone thinks, okay, we're going to go for an uptrend here. And then it breaks down. That's the distribution. I always wait for that. That is my main thing I trade. And if I don't get all 3 of those, plus some confirmation confirming that we are going to do a break downward, because sometimes it does consolidate and then just go straight up for the day. I need confirmation in here somewhere to ensure that we are going to be going down. And even another strategy I trade is, the market likes to create double tops and double bottoms, which is something like right here. We got a double top and a double bottom. So when we come down and we create this double bottom here, I'm looking for price to want to run away from it, which it did. It ran up. Now, usually on these, I don't like to hold them quite as long. I don't think they're as good of a bet to making money as that other strategy. But if you don't follow the rule on this one, which is wait for the double bottom to be created, and you think that it's just going to keep going down, and then you short it right here, I mean, you're going to lose money on that. Even though the next day it did drop down, but you don't trade the things that you can't see. You don't see this live, this price movement down. That's why you got to really wait for your confirmations. And then there's over trading. So one thing, brokers have fees. Though when you're over trading, you're paying a fee every time you're pressing the buy and sell button. So that's one thing that over trading really eats into is you can trade great, but if you're just putting out a bunch of fees, you're kind of going to get screwed. And then also revenge trading is kind of in that too. So if you are at 2 losses on the day already and you just want to try and make up to go break even, don't do it. Just take your losses for the day. There's always tomorrow to come trade. I can't tell you how many times I have put myself in a huge hole because I took 6 losing trades in a day because I thought, you know what, the next one I'll win it back. I'll win it back. And I kept over leveraging, which is actually the next thing that I wanted to talk about in the 5 here of why you are losing and not profitable is you are over leveraging. You get overconfident on a trade, you put way too much money on it, and it hits your stop loss and you blow half of your account. Sometimes I've put my full account on trades before and I've blown my full account. It's not a good feeling. It's a very easy way to lose your whole account. So you want to stick to like risk 1 to 3% of your account per day and try and make up 3 times. So if you're risking 3%, try and make 9%, or maybe do 2 times, even 6%. If you're risking 1%, try and make 3% or 2%. You're always going to want to try and make more than you're risking on that day. Unless you're very certain it's going to go up, then you can do a 1-to-1 ratio, which I don't like 1-to-1 ratios. I feel like if you're going to risk, you should be trying to get more reward for it. And those are just like 5 of the simple things that could be causing you to hit your stop loss and be unprofitable. If you guys wanted more, I'd be glad to make another one of these videos. I kind of wanted to make this one even just for me to kind of go over things that I do wrong so I know. Because this YouTube channel is kind of like my personal trading journal that I can go back and look at. And I want to try and build a community on here of people who are like-minded to me and we can learn and grow together. So yeah, I think that's where I'm going to leave this video off. It's going to be a very short one today. It is Sunday. I want to be ready to make that video tomorrow morning for you guys. We're going to be trading at 6 a.m. on the NASDAQ. We're gonna try and get some profits. We're going to be doing the 6 a.m. strategy on, we're going to be on Liquid Brokers, not TradingView tomorrow, where we just wait for that consolidation and manipulation up. And then, or down, something that likes to manipulate down too, we go long. We'll just have to see what the market is giving us. And yeah, so if you guys have any feedback, leave it in the comments, subscribe, like the video, dislike it, anything. I'm just looking for any feedback you guys got for me. So you guys have a good Sunday.